Hello, hello, hello. So I think this is just about the first video I've actually made with a real voiceover. But I'm making this because, as you can see from what's on my screen right now, I'm going to show you guys how I make my speed paints. This has been a pretty common question, for people who I'm in Discord servers with, and people who follow my DeviantArt. And I've been asked this a lot, so I decided to show you guys how I make my speed paints. So, first off, I use two different programs. Um, and call me old-fashioned, but when it comes to me making my speed paints, I have about one way that I've been doing it for ages. And well, uh, call me an old dog who can't learn new tricks, I guess. Um, but the two programs that I use are Hypercam 2 and the old version of Windows Movie Maker. Yes, I know there's a new version of Windows Movie Maker out, uh, but I can't seem to figure out how to work it, and I don't have the patience to learn how. So I have my old trusty gal, just the old Windows Movie Maker. Okay, so I use Hypercam for recording. That's what I'm using to record right now. This is what the layout looks like. As you can see, I have all of these different things. You select different regions and select different windows that you want to record with. Um, you can choose to do hotkeys. I usually don't do these just because, you know. I don't know what that does, but you know. It's just a lot of like video compressing stuff. Sound. Normally I have sound recording off for my videos. Uh, Mostly because my videos tend to be really long, and when you have sound being recorded, um, it takes a really long time to for Moviemaker to process the windows. Um, but yeah, so that's the basic Hypercam layout. This is Hypercam 2, as you can see down here. They do have an ad for Hypercam 4, but that one you have to pay for. Hypercam 2 is completely free, and it's what I've been using ever since I started making speed paints. Alrighty, so, and now we have Moviemaker. Right now I have a file already prepared. I have not done anything to it yet, but I just prepared it because it tends to take about 10 minutes to prepare, and I didn't really want to like have 10 minutes of just waiting for a video to prepare. Alrighty, so as you can see down here, this video is about an hour long. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna add our music by clicking that button up there. Let's choose this one. This is the actual song that I use for the speed paint. It's about a 4-minute long song, I believe. Yeah, it's about 4 minutes long. And as you can see, it's a little bit short for this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into Video Tools, and as you can see right now, we have our speed at about 1 time. And normally, to start out with, I start the video off at about 14 times. And normally, for about an hour-long video, this is just about what you need. So as you can see, it has pretty much perfectly clipped it. But you can also try it out like that. As you can see, it's a little bit longer. And for 16, it's a little bit too short because we can't see the end of that audio bar. So we're going to take it back to 14. And that's about it. And then what I do is, after I'm done with this, I usually just go through and I play it through because, you know, I like to watch my own music, you know, or my own art. And what I do is I very rarely actually save the project, because I don't usually have a lot to work on for speed paints because, as you saw, it's pretty straightforward and simple. For the music, what I recommend is just anything you have on your computer. You can choose to be copyright free, not copyright free, etc. But I generally just use what I have. So for saving it, what we're gonna do is we're gonna save movie and then recommended for this project. And then we just have that. like save it as a video file, and that's about it for making speed paints. It's pretty simple, not gonna lie. Yeah. And then, so after we got that out of the way, I'm gonna offer you guys some tips and tricks that I usually use. So, a lot of this is gonna have to do with like audio and speeding up your speed paints, and stuff like that. So, generally what I like to do, because I'm a person, I have ADD, I have a short ass attention span. It is absolutely ridiculous how short my attention span is. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling the same way about that. And you're like, I don't want to watch like a 40-minute long drawing video, like no matter how cool the drawing is. I personally cannot sit still. I'm like, I'll get bored halfway through the video, I'll turn the video up on 2 times, and then I don't know. But generally what I like to do is limit my speed paints to being about 1 or 2 songs long. What I would recommend personally, for you making speed paint, if you're someone who takes a long time to draw, and with Moviemaker, if you do speed it up too much, it gets very jumpy. And I am going to mute my computer real quick. Whoops, you can see what I was watching. But it gets very jumpy. The faster you like do stuff. That actually wasn't that bad, but the faster you do put stuff in, it gets jumpier and like more whatever. Um, so generally, what I like to do is limit myself to having about 1 or 2 songs. I personally prefer to only have 1 song in my speed paints, just because that's who I am as a person. But I would recommend like doing like 1 to 3 songs, but probably max yourself out about 10 minutes for a speed paint, just so it's not like too overly long. You know, it's supposed to be a speed paint. Um, and yes, something I also, so if you're someone who like me, um, you either sit down and work on a drawing and it takes you an hour and a half and you just don't have any breaks in between. Um, speed paints are like great for you. If you're a person who works on a drawing and you're like, I really want to record this and I really want to show people the process, but also I feel like this drawing is going to take me a few days, worry not, because Hypercam has this fun little stop recording and pause button. So the pause button, what I usually do is I'll get bored halfway through drawing or I'll need to go do something, but I know that I'm going to come back to the drawing. So I use the pause button and then I turn it back on once I'm back. If I'm planning on being gone for a really long time, I do stop recording, because then it'll create a new file, and then I can have that file saved and not have to worry about like my shutting down my computer and losing my recording. And so I don't know about anyone else's computers. This is what my computer does, but my clips usually go in here. Um, As you can see, they're not really labeled. I don't really know how to label them. But I usually just look at the date that they were last modified and like go by whatever I think um, was most recent, you know? Um, yes. As you can tell, I'm new to doing voiceover videos. But I hope that for those of you wondering how I make my speed paints and how to possibly make speed paints of your own, this was helpful. And yeah, I will include both the links to Hypercam 2 and where I get my old version of Movie Maker online. And like I said in the beginning of this video, this is just what I do. You are not required to do what I do, and in fact, it might be a little bit difficult to do what I do, especially given the fact that I use old software, and I have been using old software since like I don't know, 2014. Yeah. So, yeah. Um, that's about it. I hope this video was of some use to you. But yeah, I'm going to include both the links to Hypercam and Windows Moviemaker in the description. If you would like to do those, if you're just watching because you're like, I don't know what to do when to start speed paints, then I hope this helped. Yes. Have a great day. See you. Bye.